So, we're learning fast in these days, aren't we, that the earth is not just a stage for human beings to act out our lives on. The earth is much more akin to our mother, God's womb from which all living things spring, if you like, all including us. We as one being in the community of all living beings. Living beings that surround me, the blades of grass, the birds of prey, the air molecules, the waterways, and so on and so forth. The living things that surround me are therefore, as Francis of Assisi said 8 centuries ago, my kin, my sisters and brothers. That is my relationship with them. It is that intimate. So, today, Easter Day, the day of Christ's resurrection, I'm getting a new vision of Christ's resurrection life moving through every single living being around me. My communion with God, or the divine therefore, is in no small way through communion with that divine life force in every living thing. I am being called to a new and deeper relationship with the community of all living beings through a recognition that their life source is mine. They are my sisters and brothers, their divine life source taking them through creation, death and resurrection is my life source. We are pilgrims on the same journey. Let me give you an image of that resurrection life pulsating through every fibre of the universe. This is a reading from a prose poem called Firewatch, July the 4th, 1952, by Thomas Merton, the Trappist monk, Catholic spiritual writer, poet, social activist, and to my mind, one of the most important spiritual figures of the 20th century. He wrote this as he was on Firewatch at his monastery around 4 a.m. at the first light, experiencing resurrection life pulsating through every fibre of the world. And he writes this: "And now my whole being breathes the wind which blows through the belfry, and my hand is on the door through which I see the heavens. The door swings out upon a vast sea of darkness and of prayer. Will it come like this, the moment of my death? Will you open a door upon the great forest and set my feet upon a ladder under the moon and take me out amongst the stars? The roof glistens under my feet, this long metal roof facing the forest and the hills, where I stand higher than the treetops and walk upon shining air. Mists of damp heat rise up out of the fields around the sleeping abbey. The whole abbey is flooded with moonlight, and I can count the southern hills beyond the water tank, almost number the trees of the forest to the north. Now, the huge chorus of living beings rises up out of the world beneath my feet. Life singing in the watercourses, throbbing in the creeks and the fields and the trees, choirs of millions and millions of jumping and flying and creeping things. And far above me the cool sky opens upon the frozen distance of the stars. I lay the clock on the belfry ledge and pray cross-legged with my back against the tower and face the same unanswered question. God of this great night, do you see the woods? Do you hear the rumour of their loneliness? Do you behold their secrecy? Do you remember their solitude? Do you see that my soul is beginning to dissolve like wax within me? There is no leaf that is not in your care. There is no cry that was not heard by you before it was uttered. There is no water in the shales that has not been hidden there by your wisdom. There is no concealed spring that was not concealed by you. There is no glen for a lone house that was not planned for you for a lone house. There is no person for that acre of woods that was not made by you for that acre of woods. But there is greater comfort in the substance of silence than in the answer to the question. Eternity is in the present. You who sleep in my breast are not met with words, but in the emergence of life within life, and of wisdom within wisdom. You are found in communion.